Hello, just a quick little video, a little snack, a little moose-bouche. That's how it's pronounced, probably. I wanted to tell you some things, and we'll do a little bit of Leaf Talk too. Firstly, the day that I'm making this video is Monday, October 2nd, which means the NHL season, the hockey season, starts in 2 days for the Leafs. And that's all that matters. There's other teams, but I don't care. Except for the Jets. They're playing the Leafs, so they matter a little bit. On Wednesday, October 4th, several hours before the game begins, I'm going to be hosting the Puck Talks season opener pre-party. Carly Agro will be there, Andy Petrillo will be there, Justin Bourne will be there, and I just learned Tim Thompson will be there. You know the awesome guy who makes those awesome montages? Well, he's going to be there with his awesome montages, and they're going to be showing them on the big screen. There's a big screen. This is going down at the Rec Room, which is near Steam Whistle if you know downtown Toronto. It's new-ish. Today, as in Monday, October 2nd, there's a chance to get a discount. Your ticket will be $10 instead of $15. I've posted a link down below so that you can get your ticket. And to be clear, they're just charging for the event beforehand where we talk about hockey and they show the montages and stuff. To watch the game, you're good. But if you want to join in the party beforehand, you got to get a ticket. So that's that. A few days later, on Saturday, the Leafs will have their home opener. Alright, well remember during the playoffs when I got to host those tailgate parties for all the Leafs home playoff games? I'm gonna co-host the tailgate for the home opener! That's right, it's gonna be me and Emily Agard again, and I thought I would tell you because I'm excited about it. And that'll obviously be at Maple Leaf Square. And you know the crazy thing about that, the surreal thing about that, is this tailgate party for the Leafs home opener will be 10 years to the day that I uploaded my first ever LFR video. It's nuts. I thought the only actual interaction I would have with the Toronto Maple Leafs would be a restraining order. I never dreamed of this. So if you were thinking of coming down, come down, silly. What else? Oh, on the podcast, tomorrow, we're recording a podcast. It's a little bit of a big deal because we're going to have Ron MacLean on the show. Oh, I'm sorry, do you need to turn your sound up? We're gonna have Ron MacLean on the podcast! And I've been busy and there's been so much stuff in the way and I sort of forgot about it, and then this morning it hit me like, Ron MacLean is coming on the podcast! And I've still never actually met him. So I finally get to do that tomorrow. What about the audio issues? We think we got it pegged. We're not sure. No, we usually record in a backup studio that has obviously been breaking down. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know all about that. We're going to be in the main studio this time, which used to be the studio that Bob McCowan broadcasted out of when I was an intern. And last but not least, before a little Leafs cleanup, I need to make a new LFR intro. This happens to me every year. I'm like, it's 2 days before the season and I haven't made the thing. Sometimes I make it the day after the first game. I've already started because I'm an adult and I adult sometimes. If there are any little clips that you want to be in that video, let me know. But don't just be like, that time that you... It's too hard. I need you to say the video, like the number, and a timestamp would be really, really helpful. Keeping in mind that the entire thing is like 10 seconds long. Oh, and I wrote a new era-adjusted thing for Sportsnet. I don't know when it's going to go up. I think Friday. It's really, it's interesting, I think. That'd be weird if I was like, this is boring. Publish it now! That all the housekeeping is out of the way, just a little bit of Leafs. They announced some cuts today, and the cuts make me look stupid. And Chris Johnston wrote an article projecting the Leafs lineup for Wednesday, and it looks like I was wrong on 2 players, which sucks, because there were really only 2 positions I could have been wrong on. Miro Aaltonen got sent down. It looks like Dominic Moore will probably be the opening night 4th line center. And as for bottom pair lefty, at the moment, it looks like Andreas Borgman. I said 4th line center will be Miro Aaltonen, and bottom pair left D will be Calle Rosen. Now, it sounds like the Leafs might actually carry Calle Rosen, which is super interesting because what the heck does that mean for Martin Marincin? But they're not going to carry Miro Aaltonen. They sent him down. Steve, you said he was going to make the team. What happened? Well, what happened is I got too excited. Even when we were talking about it on the podcast with Chris Johnson, like, it doesn't make sense that Miro Aaltonen would be the 4th line center, at least to start. It doesn't look or play like a Mike Babcock 4th line center. Now, that doesn't mean he won't be the 4th line center, ever. I mean, the Leafs started the season with Milan Michalek. He scored a goal in the home opener last year. But the thing about Miro Aaltonen, you can send him down. Doesn't have to go through waivers. Why wouldn't you do that? If you already have Dominic Moore, who you signed explicitly for this purpose, and Eric Fehr as a backup, and he's looked good in the preseason, sorry, Miro, even if you do look good, which I think he has, you gotta go down. Same thing with Kasperi Kapanen. Even Soshnikov, who was a regular Leaf last year, they can send them down. It just makes sense. Sorry. Before you go harumphing around, this is a great problem to have. A not so great problem to have would be the Leafs not being able to put Joffrey Lupul on LTIR, which we don't have an answer for yet, but with all teams having to submit their cap-compliant 23-man roster by 5 p.m. tomorrow, that is Tuesday, I think we're going to get an answer to that and many other things very soon. Does Rosen stick around? If so, what happens to Marincin? Does Roman Polak get signed? Etc., etc. My dumb guess, they're probably trying to move Marincin, and if they're able to do that, they'll sign Polak. Plus, there's this whole thing about there's a bunch of people on waivers, and a bunch of them are goalies. Malcolm Subban, the Leafs should look at it. The first week is always a gone show! And I wouldn't have it any other way. So that is it for this one. Hope it tickled your tummy. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to tell all your friends. And I don't know if I'm going to post a video between now and the first LFR.